Guys, this is going to be a hard one.
They hate you. You're gonna die. I don't want to do this.
So sad. Beyond sad. You gotta be a sick person to do this to a mother and her child. Sad.
In Toledo, Ohio, at around 5 a.m., a 16-year-old boy called 911 for help from the 5300 block of Norton Place. His mother had been shot dead. The mother, 34-year-old Tameisha, was 8 months pregnant with a baby girl she had already named Malaysia Leonie Price. Tameisha was in a relationship with a man who was supposed to be the father of her unborn child, but unexpectedly, he never wanted the baby. He repeatedly asked Tameisha to terminate the pregnancy, but she refused every time. Tragically, her life was taken not only by the man she loved, but through the shocking and coordinated actions of him and his friends, leading to an unimaginable loss. This is the heartbreaking story of Tameisha Price and her unborn daughter.
And I just fell in love with a gangster, so I hold him down like an anchor. He said if I keep it 100, that he keep me safe like a banker.
Tameisha Jaikera Price, lovingly called Misha, was born on May 22, 1989 in Toledo,
girl.
Ohio. Her parents, Tyler and Stacy Price, raised her in a close-knit, encouraging family. Misha was the youngest of 4 children and the only daughter, giving her a special role in the family. Growing up, she enjoyed family activities, which strengthened her bond with her 3 older brothers. She studied at Rogers High School, a local public school, and later attended Apostolic Christian Academy, a private faith-based school. Her passion for helping people led her to study healthcare at Herzing University. She chose courses in nursing and patient care, aiming to support those in need. Beyond academics, she volunteered at local clinics. However, her interest didn't stop there. She also loved creative hobbies, like painting and writing, which balanced her busy medical studies. Her journey shows her dedication to both caregiving and personal growth. Tameisha entered a meaningful relationship in her early 20s, full of hope for a promising future. As their connection grew stronger, the relationship brought both happiness and obstacles. Over time, they welcomed 2 sons, Jaden Kishon and Leslie Michael, who became the heart of Tameisha's life. Leslie had a passion for basketball, while Jaden discovered his gift for drumming. Jaden's talent was undeniable, and his father saw it as an opportunity to nurture his skills, helping him reach his full potential. Through their frequent music sessions together, they honed Jaden's drumming skills, strengthening their bond along the way. With their father providing unwavering support and keeping the children engaged, Tameisha saw an opportunity to focus on her own ambitions. As the kids grew older, she decided to chase ventures that many could only dream of. She decided to take her love for fashion, shopping, and traveling to the next level. But rather than just indulging in it for herself, she found a way to turn it into something more. She showcased her style across multiple platforms, effortlessly blending humor into her videos, which only highlighted her chill and fun-loving nature.
Smart girl. Smart and pretty. Having a relationship with a fool.
For a while, it seemed like Tameisha had it all. But then, just when everything was falling into place, her perfect life came to a sudden, unexpected halt. The relationship with the father of her 2 sons began to spiral downwards, leaving her with no choice but to get her kids out of the unhealthy environment and leave. As she started building a new life for herself and her sons, opportunities began unfolding in unexpected ways, proving that resilience and faith could turn struggles into stepping stones. Meanwhile, her passion for fashion, travel, and content creation blossomed into more than just hobbies. They became her escape, her source of strength, and eventually, her path to success. So, after her breakup, she worked long hours to ensure Jaden and Leslie had everything they needed. Yet, despite all the progress she was making, the path ahead still seemed uncertain. But as she grew stronger in her independence, something unexpected happened that would change her journey once again. During this period of transformation and growth, Tameisha crossed paths with a man named Paris James. Now, Paris's past was marred with mostly police disturbances, yet despite that, their relationship blossomed through shared values and mutual respect. Tameisha didn't allow his past to come between them, choosing instead to focus on the present and the potential of their future together. Paris, in turn, admired Tameisha's strength as a mother and the passion she poured into her community. Her resilience and dedication were qualities he held in high regard. As their bond deepened, hope slowly returned to Tameisha's life in a way she hadn't expected. Their relationship grew stronger until late 2023, when Tameisha found out she was pregnant with their daughter. She was excited to welcome a baby who she had already named Malaysia Leonie Price, her 3rd child.
Pretty. What a damn shame. There's some sick people in the world.
For Tameisha, this pregnancy was a blessing and a sign of a stronger bond with Paris. But just as she embraced this new chapter, unexpected challenges started to appear, and soon after, her world began to unravel. Paris wasn't prepared for fatherhood, and he made that clear to Tameisha in a hurtful and degrading way for all the months they were together. In fact, he accused her of cheating and even questioned whether he was the father of the baby. This accusation was especially hurtful, given that Tameisha had always been honest with him, making it clear that Paris was the only man in her life. But as painful as his words were, they were nothing compared to the shock that was yet to come, leaving Tameisha feeling betrayed and heartbroken. But regardless of the accusation, Tameisha stayed excited about her baby, because this would be her first baby girl, the first 2 children being boys. So she refused to let his words bring her down. With the support of her friends, she decided to hold a baby shower a month before her due date. She wanted to make it a special celebration for her daughter. Some people might have wondered why she was doing it so early, especially since it wasn't her first child. But Tameisha didn't let that stop her. However, what she didn't know was that Paris wasn't happy about it, and his frustration was about to show. As the day of the baby shower approached, Tameisha noticed the growing distance between her and Paris. Their once strong bond was quickly fading, and Paris became increasingly angry, often for no clear reason. While Tameisha focused on making the baby shower a memorable occasion, Paris had something far more sinister in mind, planning something that would soon shatter their lives forever. So, on January 24, 2024, at approximately 5 a.m., police received a distress call from one of Tameisha's children, who reported that their mother had just been shot. When officers arrived at the scene, they found 34-year-old Tameisha Price lying unresponsive in her bedroom, having suffered multiple gunshot wounds. The situation was devastating, and the immediate focus was on uncovering what led to such a tragic act. Emergency responders following behind rushed to the scene in an attempt to save Tameisha, but despite their best efforts, she was tragically pronounced dead at the scene. All they could do was take her body away. Meanwhile, the neighbors, particularly those who knew Tameisha, began to gather, shocked and grieving over the sudden loss. But as heartbreaking as her death was, it wasn't even the most shocking event that day. Something even more devastating was about to come to light. The most shocking part was that Tameisha's sons, Jaden and Leslie, saw everything happen. They watched their mom get shot before running to hide. Later, they were able to tell the police what happened, which helped the investigation a lot.
Good.
The Lucas County Coroner's Office said Price died of multiple gunshot wounds, ruling her death a homicide. They said a separate death certificate would be issued for her unborn baby girl, Malaysia Liani Price. The baby's death was determined to be a result of complications of maternal gunshot wounds. And also, Toledo police counted the unborn baby's death as a homicide as well. The Toledo
Good.
Police Department quickly started their investigation, working hard to find out why this happened. Eyewitnesses and evidence from the scene helped them understand what led to Tameisha's death. Soon, they identified 3 suspects: Paris James, Jerry Scott, and Shatwia Triplet. All 3 were questioned by the police to find out the
Sickos.
real reason behind Tameisha's death. And that's when the shocking truth came to light. Paris told the police that he was doubting the baby Tameisha was carrying was actually his. He asked her to get an abortion, but she refused several times, even going ahead to hold a baby shower for her unborn child. Police affidavits show that Paris had planned the killing, supported by video footage, witnesses, and other evidence. The charges against Jerry Scott suggest that he took part in planning and carrying out the actions that led to Tameisha's tragic death.
Wow.
But how was this planned and executed? Now, this is alleged, and I will tell you why later. So, while Tameisha was busy planning her baby shower with friends and family, Paris was secretly planning her death. He found accomplices and set up alibis for himself, ensuring that everything looked normal from the outside.
How do you find 2 other sickos to go along with this dumbass idea?
They allowed Tameisha to hold her baby shower, and just 1 week later, they set their deadly plan into motion. Paris had a friend named Jerry Scott, this guy, and Paris's live-in girlfriend named Shatwia Triplet, this is her mugshot. All came together under leadership of Paris to plot Tameisha's death. However, the plan was not only carried out, but it also unfolded in the most bizarre and shocking way imaginable. On that fateful morning, Paris and Jerry allegedly arrived at Tameisha's home just before dawn. They had planned to confront her about their relationship issues, but it went beyond a simple argument. Armed with handguns, they had discussed their intentions to intimidate her into submission. Their goal wasn't just to dominate the situation, but also to send a powerful message that she couldn't just walk away from them so easily. So Paris knocked on the door, and when Tameisha opened it, a heated argument quickly broke out over the pregnancy. Paris accused her of betraying him and threatened to hurt her if she didn't do what he wanted. The argument grew louder, and Jerry joined in, using aggressive words that only made things worse. Feeling trapped and scared, Tameisha tried to get away by retreating to the bedroom. In a fit of rage, Paris allegedly pulled out his gun and fired several shots at Tameisha as she tried to escape. Her children, who had been witnessing the argument, ran and hid when the gunfire erupted. Jerry, staying in the living room, acted as an accomplice,
Kids shouldn't have to see this kind of crap, I swear.
making sure no one could stop Paris during the attack. Paris, believing that Tameisha, his pregnant girlfriend, wouldn't survive, fled the scene with Jerry. Then, after a short while of silence, the boys returned to discover their mother dead, and that is when they called 911 seeking immediate help. The gunfire echoed through the quiet neighborhood, causing nearby neighbors to rush to the source of the sound. They also found Tameisha struggling to breathe, and it's at the same time police arrived. Paris James, Tameisha's boyfriend, was charged with aggravated murder, while Jerry Scott, his accomplice, also faced similar charges. Shatwia Triplet, James's live-in girlfriend, was charged with obstructing justice after investigators uncovered that she had provided a false alibi for James, which was later proven to be untrue. As a
How does a woman do this to another woman?
result of their involvement, Paris James and Jerry Scott were indicted on 5 counts of aggravated murder, 4 counts of murder, 1 count of aggravated burglary, 2 counts of felonious assault, and 1 count of tampering with evidence.
Now, 3 suspects have been indicted in the fatal shooting of a pregnant woman. They are accused of the January killing of 34-year-old Tameisha Price. Take a look. According to court documents, a grand jury indicted Paris James and Jerry Scott on several counts of aggravated murder and felonious assault, among other charges. Shatwia Triplet was also indicted on 2 third-degree felony counts of obstructing justice. All 3 suspects are accused of involvement in the homicide of Price, whose unborn child was also killed in the shooting. According to court documents,
Sick.
detectives say Scott did participate in the planning and execution of the plan that resulted in Price's death. Those documents also indicate the triplet, who detectives said is James's live-in girlfriend, provided an alibi for James that was later proven to be false.
A GoFundMe page was set up by Matthew Pally, who wrote, "We have set up this account to help with immediate and future expenses as her children adjust to life without her. There is a
Sad.
long road ahead for them, and we believe any monetary contribution, no matter how big or small, will provide much-needed support for them in the coming days, weeks, and months." Tameisha's funeral service took place on February 3rd, 2024, at the house of
Just looking at this makes me sick.
Day in Toledo, Ohio. People from various cities came together to honor her memory, attending a heartfelt church service that lasted over an hour. During the service, multiple people shared their final words about Tameisha, expressing their love, admiration, and the impact she had on their lives.
At this time, just say a few words about my daughter. First, I want to give God honor and praise, because that's the only way I'm able to stand here and talk to you right now. Look at you. This young baby here was my heart. I told my wife, I married her. Well, after Michigan, so I got 3 women. You, my mama, and that girl right there. She's like, oh, what you talking about? I said, hey, these 3 women, I gotta take care of them. But I don't want to make it about me, that's why I didn't want to talk. But Tameisha was wonderful, beautiful soul. She wasn't an arrogant person. She wasn't, bougie, all that stuff. She liked nice things. She did nice things. She worked hard. She worked hard for her boys and for them to have nice things. I know a lot of young folks realize that all the stuff you wear, these fancy shoes and clothes and name brand stuff that...
Leaders and advocates seized the moment to call for stronger support systems for victims, highlighting the need for change. Her friends and supporters came together to organize events focused on raising awareness about domestic violence, while also supporting local charities dedicated to helping women in similar situations. Tameisha's family stayed strong in their fight for justice. In January 2025, the trial for 2 men accused of shooting and killing Tameisha was set to begin, but they requested to delay. Although the prosecutors claimed that the 2 men, Paris James and Jerry Scott, carefully planned and carried out the murder of Tameisha Price, new evidence has recently surfaced. Now, this is why I said the story above is alleged. According to court documents filed last in January 2025, BCI testing revealed the presence of another male's DNA on the murder weapon.
This week, the trial for 2 men accused of shooting and killing a pregnant woman is set to start, but now they want a delay. Prosecutors allege the pair planned and carried out the murder of Tameisha Price, who was 9 months pregnant. But now new evidence has come to light.
The newly discovered evidence indicates that there's a third person's DNA on the weapon. The attorneys for Paris James and Jerry Scott filed a motion saying they need to investigate the new evidence turned over to them by the prosecutor. According to these court documents filed this month, a piece of evidence in the case tested by BCI found another male's DNA on the murder weapon. It led prosecutors to investigate this person. James and Scott are accused of aggravated murder in the of Tameisha Price. They're accused of planning and executing the plan that resulted in the 34-year-old woman's death. Price was 9 months pregnant with James's child. Neither Price nor the baby girl she was carrying survived. The deadly shooting happened inside the woman's home last year. There is a third person charged in this case, Shatwaya Triplet. She's charged with obstructing justice. Her attorney says she will not be tried with the men.
I filed a motion to sever her case from the other 2 defendants on the basis she was just charged with 1 count of obstruction of justice, and I didn't want that case being tried. My case will be tried after the other 2 cases are tried.
Triplet is accused of lying to police about the whereabouts of Paris James.
This discovery has prompted prosecutors to further investigate the case, so the defense attorneys for James and Scott have filed a motion provided more time to look into the new evidence provided by the prosecution. The case has not been closed at the time of recording this video, and justice has yet to be granted to the victim's family. They continue to wait, holding on to hope that the legal process will bring the justice Tameisha's loved ones deserve. Tameisha's beautiful and faithful life will forever be cherished by her beloved sons, Jaden Price Wilson, 16-year-old, and Leslie Richardson, 13-year-old, her adoring parents Tyler Price and Stacy Price. Three brothers, Tobias Price of Florida, Tyler Price of Nevada, and Torioni Price of Toledo. Let us know what you think about this story in the comments section below.
Horrible. Horrible. Sick.
They hate you. You're gonna die. I don't want to do this.